Okay, I do believe that I am recording. Hello, beautiful people. My name is Akimbo C, as you know, or if you're just now tuning in to the channel, welcome. So today we do have a very different kind of video to the channel and some very new content that I have never done before, but am very excited to do, and will hopefully be able to do a lot more of, and we'll be able to participate in a lot more of. But we have officially gotten into our first ever draft league. You know, I've been a fan of Pokemon for a long time. Very long time. I, at my current stage of life, am in my 20s, but I have been into Pokemon since I was in single digits. So this is incredibly exciting for me to be able to now bring forth this kind of content to the channel, especially this being my first ever draft league that I have been a part of. I'm very incredibly lucky and very thankful to the PCPL owners. I want to give a shout out to them real quick. Hopefully I don't butcher their names, but I do want to give a quick shout out to Mr. Mag. I also want to give a shout out to Carson CWC and I believe Evan Rocha. I believe those are the three, and also I believe also Ro-O is also potentially a owner as well. But I do just want to give an incredible shout out to them. Thank you so much for letting me be a part of this league. So with all the formalities out of the way, so if you are new here and you are not familiar with what a draft league is where you have small amount of coaches come together, depending on how many coaches want to participate. We currently have 14 in our league, but there can be 14, there can be 16, there can be, different divisions. There are so many, but our league is 14 coaches are going to be competing across the span of 10 weeks. Originally, we were going to be doing 8 weeks, but we actually decided that we were going to push it to 10 weeks. The 14 coaches will be battling each other, and I do have my schedule, and I will be showing that in the video as well today, but we battle week to week, and obviously we play out of those 10 weeks to whoever is in the top 8. Those players and coaches compete in the playoffs. If you happen to win in the playoffs, you get to advance to the semifinals. If you advance in the semifinals, you get to compete in the finals, and you get to battle to be the champion of the PCPL. So I believe that this is their 4th season that I am currently joining. Okay, so for the rules, so each coach has 120 points that we have to spend with our, basically as a budget, and we have to choose between 10 to 12 Pokemon as our team. So for the first rule, it does say that the draft is randomized in a snake format. So basically what that means is that out of 14 coaches, it's randomized for who gets to do their choosings, and I actually was the 5th pick, so I was about, I was like the beginning of the middle section. From the first coach all the way down to 14, obviously you choose, and then actually once it hits the 14th coach, they actually get a back-to-back pick, because then it snake orders back reverse, so then it goes 14-1. So definitely some opportunities for people to have their picks stolen from them, for sure. I know I definitely did get sniped at least 2 times. So for the next rule, it does say that a coach does not have to spend their full budget and can end their draft after 10 picks. There were a decent amount of coaches that did stop after 10. I think out of the teams that have full teams, I think only me and one other coach only have full teams. I did want to make sure to try to use all of my points and try to, take this first league as seriously as I can, but I also do want to have fun as well. This is a low-tier Terra league, which means that you will only have 1 Terra captain, and any Pokemon 10 points and below, you'd be able to terrestrialize. And it says here in the rules that a Terra captain will be allowed to Terra into any type, but must tell your opponent the Terra type when on team preview. I think that's the basic gist of it. So again, we had a budget of 120 points. I did fortunately get all 12 picks that you could potentially get. Now I am definitely ready to go ahead and show y'all the team. So with me being number 5 in the draft, I definitely had a lot of conflicting thoughts of a first choice. Should I go with really expensive pointer? I think the first pick was Xianpao. Xianpao is obviously banned into Ubers right now in singles format. An incredible pick. Second was Great Tusk. Third was Gouging Fire. Fourth was Dragapult. So, all of those being some of the most expensive mons to get for a first pick. And with me being number 5, there's still so many of those expensive options open. But I kind of went in a different direction. I definitely had a lot of different ideas. I was thinking that, maybe I should go Chiyu, maybe I should do Darkrai, maybe I should do Iron Valiant because that hadn't been chosen yet. Crazy enough. There were so many things rushing to my mind, and honestly, it was kind of overwhelming. But I am really happy with my first pick. So I did pick up first Ogerpon Heart Flame. Very, very happy about Ogerpon. Being fire and grass, I feel like gives me a very good offensive pressure against a lot of different teams and a lot of different mons, and just being able to have Mold Breaker and Ogerpon being able to have the 1.2 times stab boost, because obviously I have to carry the Heart Flame mask, so I won't be able to have an item. So I will definitely Ogerpon will definitely have a harder time with hazards, or maybe being able to live a hit without an assault vest, or we won't be the fastest thing without a choice scarf. But I am really, really happy with Ogerpon. I think that for a first pick, it definitely is very strong, and I'm very glad that Ogerpon is the captain of the Juggernaut Jirachis this season. I'm very, very happy with my first pick. So, it definitely did take a very long time after that pick for it to come back around to my turn, and at this point, I started to see okay, I need to be able to have some kind of bulk, be able to, I know it's just a second pick, but I did need to think about something that would be able to give me some kind of one bulk, but also just a good option as a pivot and a good typing as well. So for my second pick, I picked up Clefable. Very, very happy with Clefable. It's definitely an option where I can do a lot of different things with it. So many different coverage options, being able to have the ultimate powerful Moonblast. I can run Psychic for coverage for my poison weakness. And Ogerpon also has a poison weakness. So we're a little poison weak right now, but again, we got other picks as well. Being also able to have the option to do recovery with Moonlight, being able to set up rocks. One thing with Ogerpon as well, I can set up hazards with spikes. Really happy about that. Fast pivots with U-turn. 110 speed on Ogerpon. Definitely really happy about that. Clefable's definitely not anything speedy, but again, being able to have unaware. So if someone wants to start setting up stat boost on me, unaware is basically able to ignore that altogether. Also being able to have Magic Guard as well. Not being able to take any kind of burn damage or poison damage will really be helpful for sure. And again, just a really good option for Clefable. I'm very happy with the Clefable pick. I know that I did snipe somebody for Clefable, and I am sorry about that, but I did need a very good fairy type, so very glad that I was able to get Clefable. It was looking like we were starting to get very poison weak, and that was looking a little bit fearsome, so I did pick up on my third pick Magnezone, being completely immune to poison, being a good bulky steel type, being able to also dish out super strong, again, steel moves and electric type moves, and an incredible defense option as well, being able to have, let me look at this defense stat real quick. Yeah, Magnezone has a 115 defense stat, so again, body press sets if I want to 1 week, those will go really crazy, and again, a 130 special attack stat is very good. And again, 90 Spadef as well is pretty respectable. I could do some magnet pull stuff 1 week, just keep it in steel types and just body pressing them down, wearing them down. Sturdy obviously has a really good ability, just being able to live on 1 for some cheeky stuff. Maybe I could have Sturdy do Steel Beam to knock myself out and just get really heavy damage off. That'll be a really good option. And again, with Ogerpon as well, being neutral to water, I definitely did just want a good response to that as well. But yeah, very, very happy with the Magnezone pick. I definitely was worried about being able to get a good steel type, a good bulky steel type. Yeah, and at this point, Gambit was already gone. Goldango was gone at this point. I definitely was wanting to make sure I got a good steel type. So, if anyone happened to hear or watch my first ever video on this channel, it was, the unbelievably long tier listing video that I did. And I had said in that video that my favorite Pokemon is Swampert. So, I feel like I would have been crazy if I wasn't able to get my favorite Pokemon in my first draft league. I was able to pick up Swampert. I was incredibly happy that no one had picked up Swampert at this point. And again, honestly, I think it definitely is I'm sure people think oh, you don't need to get Swampert this early. But again, being able to have the buff of, knock off this season, or this gen in Scarlet and Violet, Swampert is a very good option. I have the option to go physical 1 week, with being able to do waterfall, flip turn, earthquake stuff, knock off. I could do bulk up with setup. Swampert still acts as a good stealth rocker. I can roar things out as well. But again, also having 85 special attack also is, it's not the best thing in the world, but it's definitely an option that I can do for sure. With earth power stuff, I have surf as an option as well. Ice beam as coverage for grass types. Swampert literally only having 1 weakness, and again, Ogerpon being able to back it up with being weak to grass types, like an amazing option as well. Yeah, I was incredibly happy to get Swampert. Very, very happy to get Swampert. So for my next pick, I went a little outside of the box and definitely wanted to get a ghost type. I feel like having a ghost type really is good just to be able to have the immunity to fighting, being able to be immune to normal type moves, because again, normal type moves are neutral to a lot of things. I could have gone with, honestly, a few different ghost types. I honestly kind of had thought about Annihilate, but at this point, Annihilate was taken. I also had been thinking about, again, Goldango. Goldango being a steel and ghost type, like, really, really good option. But for my ghost type and for my 5th pick, I did happen to snag Hisuian Zoroark. Again, I think a very tricky option for people. Like, you know, obviously, yes, once I do get damaged, people would know. But I do think Hisuian Zoroark is, like, very tricky for people to have to prep for. And again, like, this thing's stats just crazy. I mean, let me look at this special attack stat, make sure I have this right. So, you know, 125 special attack stat, 100 attack stat. So honestly, I could run, you know, maybe like a physical variant if I wanted to. 110 speed, so very good speed options. Bitter Malice, as its signature move, actually is able to lower physical attack stats. So again, if a slower physical, you know, offensive mon that pressures my team is out at the moment, and they don't happen to know that I'm Zoroark, I could do Bitter Malice, lower their attack stat. You know, if they decide to set up, that gives me another option to just be able to phase out really quick with U-turn, or be able to, again, just lower their attack stat again. And again, I do just think that having to prepare for Hisuian Zoroark, just because you never know what mon I'm going to be, you know, disguised as, I think definitely can be very a good pressure for my opponents, for sure. I think so. So I was very happy about this pick, and I thought for sure that... Plus, one thing that I had thought in my mind, with some of my picks, I won't even lie, I definitely thought to myself, these are just things that, some of these things are just things that I don't want to go against. That was definitely like my mindset for a few of my picks, and this definitely being one of them as a ghost type. Again, just literally my only weakness is dark type, with being normal and ghost. I really, really like that with Zoroark. With the team so far, we have Ogerpon, Heart Flame, you know, being able to dish out really strong physical attacks. You know, we got Clefable, being able to have good bulk. We could do like some really different stuff. Stilsetta, we can do Hazard. Magnezone, being able to be a good bulky steel type, dish out some good electric moves, you know, other stuff like that. Swampert, being able to be a good bulk option, good physical attacker, even a special option, good phase. Outmon still sets up hazards. Hisuian Zoroark, being able to just distract opponents, or again, be able to dish out really strong special attacks or physical attacks. I was thinking to myself that, you know, I do not at this point have a dark type. Also not a poison type either. So fairy types besides Magnezone do look a bit intimidating. So for my next pick, my 6th pick, I did get Overqwil. Now, I won't lie, at this point, I definitely wanted a Alolan Muck. I was like, okay, you know what, it's okay, don't panic. We can just, you know, do quick pivot. And Overqwil, I feel like, is, you know, the next best option for sure for a dark and poison type. Being able to have Intimidate and Poison Point, but also if I wanted to, it has Swift Swim. Being able to have, what is this? This is a 80 speed? 85 tier speed. Literally, like if I wanted to run Swift Swim one week, like my speed goes to 170. And that is insane. Like, you know, being able to have a 115 physical attack stat, that's amazing. But again, this thing's bulk. 85 HP is respectable, not bad at all. 95 defense, being able to eat good stuff. You know, 65 special defense, it's okay. Being able to have the option to, you know, just be a good pivot out. Good hazard setters, like I'm sure, for sure people would not appreciate toxic spikes 1 week. Definitely wouldn't appreciate like hazard, you know, spikes on, you know, both Overqwil and Ogerpon for sure. So with my team so far, I also look very weak into hazards, and that was definitely worrying me at this point in my draft, because I also did get sniped on Regieleki. Regieleki was for sure a pick that I was thinking about next. I was like, okay, you know, I got a good amount. I know I'd be doubling up on electric types, but Aleki would literally be like one of the fastest mons like in the whole draft, and just being able to have rapid spin to get rid of hazards. I need it. Got sniped. Actually, I got sniped by my week 1 opponent, Shady. I see you, man. I see you. The Atlanta Braviaries. Y'all sniped me, but it's okay. My next pick, my 7th pick, was Hisuian Braviary. I was really wanting to look forward to tearing, or terastallizing Hisuian Braviary, but it did say in the rules that there were some 10 and below point mons that wore Terra Band, and Hisuian Braviary was Terra Band, so that was very sad, but it's okay. Hisuian Braviary is still good without Terra. Being able to be a psychic and flying type, it definitely still is not something really to laugh at. Like, it helps again with the kind of grass types, and also, again, these stats. 110 HP. This thing has bulk. It can eat hits 8 hits. 112 special attack stat, again, it's not amazing or like, something spectacular, but again, that is respectable for sure. The ability is Keen Eye, who's gonna use Keen Eye, but Sheer Force and Tinted Lens, that Tinted Lens, being able to throw off not very effective moves, but then still being able to have a boost on opponents, that is huge. So, again, Hisuian Braviary, being able to have Defog to get away hazards. Now, something that does worry me is that as soon as I press Defog, all of these hazards that I've been saying that I can set up on people, I do get rid of. That definitely is worrying, but, that will be an issue that I'll have to counter when I get to it in either mocks or in my actual battles against my opponents. But I really do like Hisuian Braviary as an option. Again, being able to have Esper Wing as a good psychic type move and also being able to boost my speed every time that I use it, that seems like a really nice option. I have the option for strong hurricanes, strong air slashes. This thing has some like very respectable coverage as well. I was looking at this coverage for Hisuian Braviary, and this thing gets like, I don't really know why, but like Rock Slide. This thing gets close combat, Dazzling Gleam, Shadow Ball, like as an option. I can use Tailwind 1 week, like to make my whole draft faster. I have U-Turn to be able to get out of bad matchups. Whirlwind as well to phase out mons. Like again, I think another very okay and decent pick. Like I was not unhappy about this pick at all. So that was my 7th pick. So at this point, I was like, I'm liking where my draft is going, but anything that has an attack stat of 111 and over just outspeed me, and speed is very important in draft leagues. Even though I'm a incredibly new novice of draft league, I have watched draft leagues for years. Shout out to Nexus. I've shouted out Nexus before, but he is my goat for real. Also Pokeaim MD. So many draft league coaches and YouTubers that I watch. So many that I look up to and watch and love so much. Addison, freaking the Uzi Gunner, so many. But speed, one thing that is undeniable is that speed is for sure a very important thing to be thinking about in draft. And at this point, I believe that I had like 36 points into 7 picks. So I, at this point, have been spending my points, somewhat, safely, I would say. There were definitely people at this point already had 20 points or 25 points, and again, nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with being like a big spender. But I definitely needed to start being that kind of big spender. So I was very surprised that this mon was not chosen by coaches already. But I actually snagged for my 8th pick, Iron Bundle. Iron Bundle. I was so shocked as a number 8 pick that I was able to get this. I was like, no way. Like, I remember at the beginning of the draft, I was like, oh man, obviously the Ubermons are gonna get chosen first, like I listed off at the beginning, Xianpao, Great Tusk, Gouging Fire, Dragapult, Iron Valiant, basically like a lot of the, Chiyu, Palafin, Urshifu. I can't believe Urshifu's in this league, that's crazy. But I definitely did think that Bundle was for sure gonna be, just taken early on, but it wasn't. So, Bundle, an amazing speed option. Bundle having 136 as an attack, or as a speed, and 124 special attack. So, not only am I one of the fastest mons in the draft, again, not the fastest, but one of them, and dishing out a 124 special attack move, I mean, I don't know how anyone would not be scared of Iron Bundle. Like, genuinely. Like, Hydro Pumps, Freeze Dries, Ice Beams, just insane options. I really do wish that Bundle had a stronger or at least a better water coverage move, because definitely Hydro Pump is going to make me nervous each week if I run it, And I mean, I could do Chilling Water, and I mean, maybe I will if Hydro Pump gives me too much issues, but I wish Iron Bundle had the option to Scald or Surf at least, just something like that at least. But it's fine. Again, it has incredible special attack. Also, this thing's defense is 114. So even though my HP is low at 56, my defense stat is crazy. That's kind of wild. I might live stuff that I might not be thinking or expecting to. So I was very, very happy to pick up Iron Bundle. So as my 9th pick, Moltres. Very, very happy about Moltres. So in OU, like on Pokemon Showdown. If you haven't already, I did upload a Showdown video. It's only one so far. It was a Sinistra video. It wasn't a very good video, but I did upload it. But Moltres in OU, I have been very much enjoying recently. You know, just as a good bulk option, being able to have 90 HP, again, respectable 100 attack stats, so I can run this thing physically if I wanted to, 90 defense, 125 special attack, so again, good special attacker, 85 spadef, like, again, this thing could eat hits, and 90 speed as well is not bad. But also having both pressure but flame body to punish pivots. For example, if a Greninja was in on my Moltres and I wanted to bluff that I would be switching, because that would be an obvious switch, I wouldn't want to stay in against a Greninja with Moltres, you know, maybe a thought process through my opponent's head would be like, oh, you know, let me just U-turn and pivot out. But if I hard stay in and the U-turn goes off and Flame Body happens to proc on either a physical Greninja or just as good chip damage, having Flame Body proc and just being burnt, that would be huge on, like, so many. I can just catch so many mons on a bad pivot, or, you know, just if they want to get, like, chip damage off on me and it's a physical move. Like, again, having 30% to be able to burn on a physical type, or on a physical Pokemon, I feel like is way too good to pass up on. Like, and again, something that I definitely did not want to have to deal with. I think Moltres is a very underrated pick, and this thing for 10 points, I honestly thought was a steal. So, I definitely wanted to pick it up. So, I did say that Ogerpon is the captain of the Juggernaut Jirachis, but I need to show you guys the actual Terra captain of the Juggernaut Jirachis, and that is Thwacky. Now, okay, I hear the confusion.
What? Thwacky? What? You don't even have Rillaboom. Why are you even thinking this as an option?
Let me cook. You know, I saw the GOAT Shady Penguin when he made his way back into draft in the SPL. He kind of went stupid with Thwacky. I won't even lie. Like, being able to dish out amazingly, like, you know, Terra boosted wood hammers, or being able to do Grassy Glide as a priority option. Now, again, like, you know, Thwacky is definitely not, like, the strongest option, only having, like, 85 attack stat and 80 speed. Like, you know, those are definitely, like, mid-tier stats. But again, I could run, like, Eviolite 1 week if I wanted to. Or I could run, you know, Focus Sash. Or, you know, again, like at the beginning, I definitely said, like, even though I am going to try to take this league seriously, like, as my first league, I definitely do want to have I want to have fun as well. And I definitely think with Thwacky, I think I can do that. I think I can do that. And again, like, being able to, you know, throw off Grassy Surge as, like, you know, option for, like, health on, or, like, you know, a small amount of recovery on, like, mons if I needed to switch them in, like, I think that's good as well. You know, and also being able to, like, lessen the effects of, like, ground type moves or earthquakes, like, I think that's really good as well. But I honestly do really enjoy Thwacky as as the Terra captain. So again, I can Terra Thwacky into whatever Terra type I want. I just need to make sure to tell my opponent in team preview. But yes, yeah, I am very happy with Thwacky. And again, I do think, I'm being serious, I do think that Thwacky, like, some weeks will be able to, like, be, you know, something that, I don't know, people might have to look out for. Like, I won't lie. I may be new to Draft League, but I definitely want to make a name for myself, for sure. And I want to keep doing Draft Leagues as well. But very happy with Thwacky pick. So for my 11th pick, so at this point, again, at this point, Thwacky was my 10th option, or my 10th member, so I definitely could have stopped if I wanted to. I could have just saved those points or just, you know, stopped drafting, but, you know, and again, at this point I had 6 points left, so it wasn't like I was going to be getting anything, like, super insane, but, you know, again, it's 6 points, it's still something, so I did decide to go ahead and pick up 2 more mons, which, again, I think they can be respectable. So as my 11th pick, I got Girder. So, Girder gives me a fighting type. At this point in my draft, I was looking and I was like, oh my god. Well, honestly, I was realizing it earlier, but I was like, oh my god, I don't have a fighting type. One, fighting type is, like, one of my favorite types as well. But, you know, fighting is an insane type to have in drafts. Like, you need offensive pressure. You need it. And now I'm not gonna sit here and say, like, oh yeah, Girder, insane offensive pressure, you know? But not really something that people can, like, I think, shy away either as, like, a threat. Like, again, being able to have Eviolite if I want to 1 week, or again, this thing's attack stat is 100, 105. So, you know, already it's higher than some of the attack stats of some of my members, you know, other members. So, you know, And again, I could run Guts, so if I wanted to, literally I could have Flame Orb on there and just be dishing out hard close combats or Drain Punches or Mach Punch or, you know, a priority in Mach Punch. And also, something that I did not know as well, Girder has the option to defog. So that gives me a second Pokemon to be able to do removal. Now, again, I know that it would definitely be better to have a Rapid Spinner, and again, I, you know, definitely was looking for that, and, you know, I was talking to, you know, another coach that I am incredibly thankful for, Mario fan. Thank you so much for being so helpful and, you know, talking the draft out with me. You know, I definitely was thinking about a Rapid Spinner. I don't know. Again, if I need to, we can do exchanges up to, I believe, the 4th or 6th week. So again, if it really is an issue, you know, I will be trying to look into different options. So, you know, the team might not be fully cemented right now, but the team, I wanna give it time. I wanna let it simmer. Again, it's my first team. It's my first draft league team, so I definitely want to, you know, test the waters. And again, you know, to be completely honest, even if I don't make it to playoffs, just being able to get the experience and being able to just have fun, I think will really be what I need to be thinking about and will try to aim for and have fun with. But obviously, I do not want to let it be, like, disregarded. I do want to have good matches, and I want to be able to make a name for myself. So I will be trying. Don't even trip. I will be trying each match. Even if I get freaking 6-0'd, I will be trying each and every match, each week. I will be trying. But again, okay, I'm getting way too sidetracked. I've kept y'all here way too long and long enough. So as my last option, as the last member of the Juggernaut Jirachis, with 1 point left, I thought, you know what? I don't have a Dragon type. And you know what? Dragapult was a round 1 pick for a team. You know what? Why not get the pre-evolution? I got Dracloak. Now, again, I hear you.
What? Akimbo, you got freaking Thwacky and Dracloak? You literally got the underlings of the better versions, Rillaboom and Dragapult.
I hear you. But let me cook. You don't understand. Dracloak is, again, it's an option, like, for real. Being able to have a 102 speed stat as a second stage Mon, that is kind of crazy. And, you know, 80 attack stat, so, you know, again, a very middle tier stat. But a 60 special attack stat, you know, I hear you. You're like, 60? That is pathetic. Listen to me real quick. Listen to me real quick. I did a calc earlier while I was drafting, and I was like, you know what would a Dracloak be able to do? Let me tell you what a Dracloak would be able to do to some mons. So to a Gouging Fire, which I actually go up against week 1, I'm not even joking, I'm very frightened, but it's okay, we won't even talk about that. Listen to this calc right here real quick, and then we're gonna wrap it up. A fully invested, modest, choice specs Dracloak with Draco to a Gouging Fire. I'm sorry, I'm just doing the calc real quick. Always kills the Gouging Fire. So at 252, so fully invested HP Gouging Fire versus a Draco from a Dracloak, modest, choice specs, always KOs. Always. And guys, let me tell you one other thing. You remember how I said Dracloak has a 102 speed stat for a middle stage Mon, which is kind of crazy? Gouging Fire has a 91 special speed stat. I always outspeed Gouging Fire, as long as it's not Booster Energy or Choice Scarf, which again could absolutely be an option. But I'm just telling you that a not Booster Energy or Choice Scarf Gouging Fire is always outsped by me, even if it's, wait, hold on, let me check if, okay, scratch that. Jolly does outspeed me. If it's 252 speed, it does outspeed me. But there's no shot that it would be able to one-hit KO me if I'm at full. So that means even if it does outspeed me and it gets a hit off for chip, I always KO it back with Dracloak. I just think that is insane. So I'm just telling you guys, it is not impossible to use these three right here, Thwackey, Girder, or Dracloak. It's not impossible, and I'm going to figure out some way to do some insane things. I'm telling you, I want to make a name for the Juggernaut Jirachis. I am your coach, Kimbo C, and I will do everything I can to go for the wins. And again, I don't have to go flawless to make it into playoffs. You know, I can lose some games. I won't even lie. I'm going to show, so now that we announced all the team, I'm going to show it right here. But I will also put up right here as well the scheduling for who we go up against in our weeks. So our first match is against Shady. No Penguin. No Penguin. But we do go against Shady. And I cannot even lie to y'all. This man's team is a threat. I already did a mock and I lost. But this man's team is absolutely unbelievable. I won't even lie, like, this is an amazing team that Shady has. Like, amazing team. The Atlanta Braviaries have a amazing team. So we definitely have our work cut out for us for our first week 1, for sure. But I will definitely be trying to cook. I will be trying to cook so hard. Yeah, I think that is everything for me. So I'm going to do another quick rundown of the team real quick, even though it is on screen. We do have our lovely Ogerpon Heartflame as our first pick. Was super happy about that. Clefable as our second pick. Magnezone as our third pick. Swampert, my favorite Pokemon, as my fourth pick. Hisuian Zoroark as our fifth. Overqwil as our sixth. Hisuian Braviary as our seventh pick. Iron freaking Bundle as my eighth pick. Moltres as my ninth pick. Thwackey, our amazing Terra Captain, as our 10th pick. Girder as our 11th pick. And freaking Dracloak as our final member of the team. Guys, this is Akimbo C, your coach, proudly of the Juggernaut Jirachis. And I am signing off. I will see y'all for our first week 1 game. It does have to be played before the end of the week. So I will definitely be recording that match, and I will absolutely do the best that I can recording-wise, or editing-wise, to get it done. Hopefully either same day or at least the next day. But I do also, you know, have to make sure that I figure out some way to be able to do mocks as well. You know, I want to be able to get good footage for videos as well. I want to be trying to, you know, push myself and step up the content. You know, I mean, again, like, I do know that I'm a small channel. Like, I'm no stranger to that. I really don't even care about, like, and I'm being so serious. Like, I don't care about gaining, like, a lot of subscribers. I don't really care about, you know, trying to, you know, be, you know, this freaking, you know, full-time YouTuber or whatever. Like, I don't care about that. I've already, so, I won't lie, like, so, yes, I am a Kimbo C, but I have tried to do YouTube multiple times on other channels, so this is definitely not my first rodeo, and, again, to be 1,000,000% honest with you, you know, this is, like, I don't even know, like, my 4th or 5th channel that I've made, but I really do strictly love Pokemon. Like, I love Pokemon so much. So, genuinely, with the Kimbo C, I do not care about gaining subscribers. I don't care about likes. You know, I don't care about any of that. You know, obviously, like, if you do like the videos, it would be incredibly appreciated. But again, life, being able to wake up, being able to just be here and live another day and experience another day is something so much more important and so much more meaningful than likes, you know? So, alright, I'm done yapping your ear off. I'm sorry. This was an hour recording. I definitely didn't think I was going to be an hour, but yeah, it has been a Kimbo C. I hope that you have a wonderful morning, a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful night, whatever time you watch this. If you do happen to watch this all the way through, I would I would love to thank you. You know, honestly, I really don't think anyone would want to watch my long-ass videos. But if you do happen to watch, I really very much do appreciate it. You don't even understand how much I appreciate it. But thank you so much, and I just hope that you are ready to see the Juggernaut Jirachis make it all the way. That is our goal. We are going to make it to week 10. That's the goal. Even if we don't make it to playoffs, even if we don't make it to semifinals, even if we don't make it to finals, or we don't become the champions, I just want to make it to week 10 and complete my first draft league. So thank you so much. It has been a Kimbo C, and I will see you for week 1 versus Shady. Thank you so much.